May 23rd, 1999. 20 years ago today, WWF at the time, WWE fans lost Owen James Hart. Uh, Man, 20 years, bro. That's crazy. 20 years since he's been gone. I just had to make like a video just to shout him out. I remember I didn't watch Over the Edge, but I watched that Monday Night Raw the next day. Very emotional, being about 9 years old at the time and watching WWF pretty much every week. Um, that it was weird because I don't know if I knew anybody that had died at that point. So that was like one of the first times that, I'd really kind of seen death and, I guess experienced it. But being that I watched wrestling religiously up to that point, you knew Owen Hart and you respected Owen Hart. And yeah, I just remember watching that episode of Raw. That Raw was Owen just being very emotional. Um, and then towards the end, I remember when because JR was so good at making you feel whatever he was feeling. And so I remember at the end, he was just like, his voice was cracking. He was like, man, I wish that I could, or hope to be just as good as a man as Owen so I could see him again one day. And I remember like being choked up about that, even being 9 years old. And yeah, the whole episode was just emotional. Everybody crying, obviously seeing, these wrestlers who, I think at this point, I think I knew wrestling. I don't know if I knew wrestling was a work yet, but um, you see these characters, you see these dudes, these large in life actors or whatever you want to call them, and then to see that happen, and to see them break character, and just like, yeah, no, this is a guy we loved, and we're hurting right now. So yeah, I remember that being just like I cried. 9 years old, watching that. I was crying. I remember Austin coming at the end and putting the beer in the ring and toasting, and Jr. saying one last toast. And I remember being super emotional at that point. And the reason I'm laughing because I'm 9 years old. I don't know nothing about having a toast, one last toast or beer or whatever. But yeah, that was just like a super emotional thing. Man, 20 years. Owen was vastly underrated. Thank God for the network. I can go back and I'm watching a lot of that old Owen stuff. And Owen was great, bro. He really was just a great wrestler. He could play a great heel, great face, um, great talker. Just one of the best ever. It's just sad, even to this day, thinking about how he died. But man, 20 years. It's crazy to think that it's been 20 years. Um, R.I.P. to Owen. Um, it's really all I just wanted to say. It's just like, give him a shout out. Go back and watch some of his old stuff on the network to see how great he really was, bro. He was really one of the best ever. R.I.P. Owen Hart.